Hey everyone, let's talk about something that comes up a lot in Christian circles. Tithing. You've probably heard the term, but what does it actually mean? And is it something we're still required to do today? It's a topic with a lot of different viewpoints, so let's dive in and explore them together. The concept of tithing comes from the Old Testament, specifically in books like Leviticus and Deuteronomy. The word tithe literally means a tenth. The law required the Israelites to give 10% of their crops and livestock to support the Levites, who were the priests and caretakers of the tabernacle. It was a foundational part of their societal and religious structure. For many Christians today, this is seen as a timeless command from God. They believe that just as the Israelites were commanded to tithe, so are we. It's viewed as a matter of obedience and a way to honor God with the first fruits of our income, trusting that He will provide for our needs. Giving that 10% is a consistent, disciplined way to put God first in our finances. But then, we get to the New Testament, and things get a bit more nuanced. Jesus talks a lot about money and generosity, but He never explicitly commands His followers to tithe 10%. In the famous story of the widow's mite, He praises a woman who gave a tiny amount because it was all she had. It was her heart and sacrifice that mattered, not the percentage. Paul, in his letters to the early churches, encourages believers to give cheerfully and generously, not reluctantly or under compulsion. He says in 2 Corinthians, "Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give." This has led many other Christians to believe that the strict 10% rule was part of the Old Covenant law that was fulfilled in Christ. For them, giving is about the spirit of generosity, not a specific number. It's a joyful response to God's grace, and it might look like 5% for someone in a tough spot, or 20% for someone with more to share. The focus shifts from a mandatory tax to a voluntary heartfelt offering. So, where does that leave us? A mandatory 10% law or a principle of generous, spirit-led giving? It's a debate that continues in churches all over the world. Some denominations strongly teach tithing as a biblical requirement, while others emphasize grace-based giving. Ultimately, many would agree that the heart behind the giving is what's most important. Whether you see tithing as a command or a guideline, the bigger picture is about cultivating a generous spirit, trusting God with our finances, and supporting the work of the church and those in need. It's a personal journey of faith and stewardship. What are your thoughts on this? I'd love to read your perspective in the comments below. It's a fascinating conversation with deep